Do you believe in magic? What if the odd occurrences in a small village were not just happenstance, but the workings of a playful pixie? Welcome to the Pixie's Prank, a captivating sleep story that takes us on an enchanting journey into the heart of Fairywood, where a pixie's harmless fun leads to unexpected twists and valuable lessons. You'll find yourself immersed in a world of whimsy and warmth, a light-hearted tale that's sure to help you unwind. In the heart of Fairywood Forest, a place as mystical as the shimmering constellations adorning the night sky, resided a vivacious pixie by the name of Pippa. Fairywood was a sanctuary hidden from the inquisitive gaze of the human world, brimming with iridescent flora and twinkling brooks, enveloped in an almost ethereal tranquility. Here the air hummed with magic, and the trees whispered ancient tales, carried far and wide by the gentle breeze. In this cloistered realm, nestled in a little nook of an ancient willow, lived Pippa. She was a sprightly vision with delicate wings as luminescent as the dawn, and a laughter that rivaled the bubbling brooks. Her laughter was infectious, spreading mirth wherever it echoed, and her spirit was a whirlwind of whimsy that breathed life into the serene forest. Her hair was the color of twilight, and her eyes sparkled with playful mischief. Pippa was celebrated amongst her pixie kin, not just for her jovial nature, but also for her unconventional pastime, playing pranks on unsuspecting humans who strayed a bit too close to the enchanting peripheries of Fairywood. It was an activity she indulged in with sheer glee, crafting her tricks with clever creativity, always careful not to harm, but to inspire a sense of wonder and bewilderment in the humans she chose for her fun. This delight in mischief was a well-known part of her persona, one that gave her endless amusement and made her the endearing pixie she was. Each day was a new opportunity, a blank canvas for her to weave her pranks, with the forest serving as her grand stage. Our tale commences, not amidst the frivolous giggles of Pippa's mischiefs, but with a string of enigmatic happenings that piqued the interest of Broomfield's humble residents. Broomfield was a quaint little village nestled at the edge of the sprawling Fairywood, a place of rustic charm and heartwarming simplicity. Each morning, as the first rays of sunlight pierced the sky, casting a warm, golden glow on the village, the residents of Broomfield would find curious patterns imprinted in the dew-kissed grass of their meadows. These were no ordinary footprints of woodland creatures, but intricate spirals, swirls, and loops that danced gracefully in the morning light, leaving the villagers awestruck. Additionally, the winds, once a gentle, silent companion to the villagers, began carrying a symphony of enchanting whispers, soft murmurs that hummed a melodious tune, an ancient lullaby that seemed to echo from the heart of the Fairywood forest. It was as if the winds had learnt a new language, a language that sang the songs of the magical woods. Perhaps most peculiar were the inexplicable displacements the villagers noticed. Objects, small and large, appeared misplaced in the most bizarre fashion. A farmer's scythe perched atop a haystack, a milkmaid's bucket nestled in the branches of an old oak tree, and little trinkets from homes found carefully arranged in playful patterns on the village green. These strange occurrences, though entirely harmless, teased the villagers' imaginations, tickling their sense of wonder and mystery. The villagers were no strangers to the lore of Fairywood's magical inhabitants, and these peculiar happenings only confirmed their suspicions. It nudged their curiosity and gently pushed them towards the verdant boundary of the enchanted Fairywood, their hearts fluttering with the promise of a magical tale unfolding right before their eyes. In the secluded embrace of Fairywood, Pippa reveled in the orchestration of her mischief. Each chuckle, Each exclamation of surprise from the bemused villagers reverberated through the forest, joining the choir of woodland creatures to create a symphony that resounded with Pippa's delight. Her heart fluttered like the wings of a hummingbird, and her joy poured out in rivulets of laughter that echoed through the mystical forest. But amongst the sea of confused yet merry faces, one individual caught Pippa's interest more than others: Martha, the village baker. Martha was a figure of warmth and comfort, her heart as soft as the dough she kneaded every morning. Her round cheeks were forever adorned with a warm smile that had the power to soothe even the most troubled hearts. Martha's reaction to the peculiar happenings was distinct from her fellow villagers. She greeted each oddity not with bewilderment but with an amused, knowing smile, a smile that lit her eyes with a spark of gentle mirth. This reaction intrigued Pippa immensely. She found Martha's amusement delightful, her cheerful acceptance a sweet counterpoint to her pranks. It was this unassuming charm that made Martha irresistible to Pippa, beckoning her to weave even grander tricks for the kind-hearted baker. The prospect of surprising Martha further tantalized the playful Pixie, adding a new note of anticipation to her symphony of joy. It was an irresistible challenge for the Pixie, a chance to inject more fun into her pranks while entertaining her favorite audience. With the sun's gentle ascension each day, Pippa would curate a fresh prank dedicated solely to her beloved Martha. One fateful morning, Pippa's twinkling eyes glinted with mischief as she swapped Martha's sugar jar with fine grains of salt. As Martha took a bite of her freshly baked pastry, her puzzled expression was priceless, a reaction that left Pippa giggling from her hidden perch. On another day, the playful Pixie crafted a trail of breadcrumbs right from Martha's doorstep. It led to a gargantuan mushroom, its enormous cap standing tall amidst the grass, speckled with tiny, dew-drenched spiderwebs. The sight brought forth a hearty chuckle from Martha, her amusement echoing across the still morning, reaching Pippa's eager ears. But the piece de resistance, the prank that surpassed all others in its charm, was when Pippa filled Martha's rustic oven with the mystical poppy flowers from the heart of Fairywood. These were no ordinary flowers, but enchanting blossoms imbued with fairy magic. As the heat of the oven touched them, they didn't wither but bloomed into tantalizing bread loaves of the most vibrant hues: emerald greens, ruby reds, sapphire blues, and amethyst purples. The bread carried a captivating aroma, a blend of freshly baked dough and the sweet, intoxicating scent of Fairywood's flowers. When Martha opened her oven, she was astounded by the spectacle. Her eyes widened, and she clutched her heart, surprised yet delighted. The bakery echoed with her laughter, a joyous sound that bounced off the walls and warmed the hearts of the villagers. With her customary generosity, she shared the enchanting, aromatic bread with everyone in Broomfield. The magic bread was a hit, and the village buzzed with excitement, unknowingly amplifying the jubilation of a hidden Pixie observer. Pippa's pranks, whimsical as they were, had become the center of daily chatter in Broomfield. Her playful antics were recounted over meals, discussed around water wells, and shared in hushed whispers by moonlit fires. But as the villagers reveled in the ongoing merriment, an unexpected turn of events lay just around the corner. One sunny afternoon, as Martha stood in the village square distributing slices of the magical bread, the villagers gathered around, their eyes twinkling with anticipation. Among them was an elderly gentleman, Mr. Whitaker, frail with age but ever enthusiastic for Martha's enchanting creations. As he bit into the vibrant loaf, a flush crept over his face, his eyes clouded, and he collapsed. The magic imbued in the bread, a delightful surprise for many, proved too potent for his frail constitution. The cheerful chatter of the crowd fell silent, replaced by the thudding echo of concern. Faces that held smiles moments ago were now filled with worry. Martha, the beacon of warmth and joy, felt a pang of uneasiness grip her heart. Her usual bright smile was replaced by a frown of deep concern. Hidden from the world, Pippa watched this scene unfold from her invisible perch on a nearby windowsill. Her heart skipped a beat, and her joyous laughter seemed a distant memory. The jubilation from her pranks was replaced with a heavy feeling of guilt. Her intention was always to amuse and bewilder, never to harm. As she watched the concerned faces of the villagers, Pippa realized the unintended consequence of her actions and resolved to set things right. Pippa, now carrying a newfound understanding of her actions, was determined to rectify the unintended harm caused by her pranks. Knowing she had inadvertently crossed a boundary, the playful Pixie decided it was time to reveal a more compassionate side to her character, one that would help to mend the damage done. Deep within the heart of Fairywood, in a spot known only to pixie kind, grew a rare herb named Lumina Spirea. It was a radiant plant, its leaves shimmering with a soft silver glow. Lumina Spirea was known for its unique property to counter and neutralize any form of potent magic. It was this magical herb that Pippa sought, her delicate hands gently plucking a handful from the verdant patch. With her treasure secured, Pippa returned to the village, her heart heavy with remorse but also brimming with hope. In the soft moonlight, she carefully coated the Lumina Spirea with a layer of sugar, preserving its potent magic while making it appealing to human taste buds. As dawn approached, she cautiously placed the herb along the path that Martha tread every morning, right beside her bakery. From her concealed spot, Pippa watched, her heart pounding with anticipation. She hoped that Martha would find the herb and, being the wise woman she was, would recognize its potential to help the ailing Mr. Whittaker. It was a silent plea, an unseen apology, and an earnest attempt to set things right, from a pixie who had learned a valuable lesson about the line between fun and unintended harm. As the blush of dawn painted the sky, Martha started her morning routine, the gentle hum of her song accompanying the clatter in her bakery. Her path took her right by the glistening Lumina Spirea that Pippa had carefully placed. Pausing at the sight of the sugar-coated herb, she bent down, her brow furrowing in surprise and recognition. Martha, a woman known not only for her baking but also for her knowledge of woodland plants, recognized the Lumina Spirea. She knew of its healing properties, a remedy for ailments too strong for ordinary herbs. With a gasp of hope, she gingerly picked up the herb, and a determination set in her eyes. In her humble kitchen, Martha hastily prepared a soothing concoction using the Lumina Spirea, infusing it with her innate warmth and care. She hurriedly made her way to Mr. Whittaker's cottage, the frail old man who lay ill due to the potent magic of the fairy bread. As the elderly man sipped on the Lumina Spirea brew, a miraculous change washed over him. His pallor began to fade, replaced by the rosy glow of health. His feeble strength returned, and soon he was up and about, his jovial laughter once again filling the air of Broomfield. The news of Mr. Whittaker's rapid recovery spread like wildfire across the village. Broomfield buzzed with delight, relief replacing the worry that had earlier loomed over them. Amidst the merriment, Martha, her heart unburdened, wore her usual warm smile. Unbeknownst to her, a little pixie had played a significant role in this joyous turn of events. Invisible to the world, Pippa watched the celebrations from her hidden perch, her heart filled with relief. Her playful pranks had taught her a valuable lesson, one that softened her spirit and opened her heart to a newfound empathy. The mirth of her mischief-making now bore the sweet notes of kindness, a valuable lesson imprinted on her pixie heart. From her hidden sanctuary amongst the verdant leaves of fairywood, Pippa bore witness to the waves of joy and relief that washed over Broomfield. Her heart echoed the villagers' mirth, a symphony of shared joy that made her soul flutter. The sight was a revelation, opening her eyes to a different kind of fulfillment, one that far surpassed the giddy pleasure derived from her pranks. Every giggle, every sigh of relief from the villagers reverberated through the forest, touching Pippa's heart in ways she had not felt before. A sense of contentment bloomed within her, its roots digging deep into her conscience. The sensation was unfamiliar but pleasantly warm, akin to the soft glow of morning sunshine after a night of frolic. Pippa realized, with a newfound wisdom, that the boundary between harmless fun and inadvertent harm was delicate, often blurred in the pursuit of amusement. Her tricks, intended to inspire laughter, had unintentionally crossed this line, causing worry and distress among the villagers, even if briefly. Pippa's mirthful spirit, once consumed by the thrill of mischief, now embraced a deeper understanding. With a solemn yet joyous vow whispered to the rustling leaves of fairywood, she pledged to harness her knack for pranks towards a noble purpose. She would continue to engage in her playful tricks, but with a focus on spreading joy and warmth, ensuring her actions would uplift rather than unsettle. Her pranks would no longer aim to confound, but would inspire laughter and shared amusement. Each pixie trick henceforth would carry a dose of well-intentioned humor, spreading a sense of togetherness and delight among the residents of Broomfield. Thus, a new chapter began in the tale of Pippa the Pixie, marked by her metamorphosis from a mischievous sprite to a benevolent bearer of joy. As the sun's golden rays tiptoed over the horizon each morning, the village of Broomfield woke not to the chaos of Pippa's pranks, but to the serenade of delightful surprises. Each new dawn was a gentle invitation to a day filled with wonder, joy, and magic, all masterfully orchestrated by Pippa. In their quaint gardens, villagers would find an array of fresh flowers mysteriously blooming. Delicate tulips, vibrant daisies, and soft roses adorned the flower beds, their vibrant hues a painting against the green canvas of the garden. They unfurled their petals as if to whisper sweet greetings to the morning sun, their subtle fragrance permeating the air and filling hearts with a sense of calm and delight. The winds, which had once carried whispers of Pippa's mischief, now bore a different gift. They gently hummed lullabies that wafted into the homes of the villagers, carrying the promise of tranquility. The sweet melodies danced around the cradles of crying infants, their soothing rhythm weaving a tapestry of peace that lulled the little ones into a serene slumber. Their mothers, in turn, found relief and rest, their hearts warmed by the inexplicable but welcome change in the air. Martha's Bakery, a cornerstone of Broomfield, experienced its own share of magical surprises. Her rustic oven, which had once held the whimsically colored bread, now consistently baked the most exquisite pastries anyone had ever seen. Freshly baked croissants bore a golden hue that rivaled the morning sun, their layers flaking perfectly to reveal a warm, buttery heart. Cinnamon rolls filled the bakery with a tantalizing aroma that seemed to wrap the village in a cozy, sweet embrace. Each pastry was a testament to Martha's skill, yes, but also to the unseen pixie magic that had found a new purpose. The village of Broomfield, once the playground of a mischievous pixie, had transformed into a hamlet of heartening surprises and shared happiness. The days of pranks and confusion were a memory of the past, replaced by an era of joy and serenity that lovingly blanketed the villagers. As they went about their lives, the villagers felt the calming, uplifting magic in every corner, a magic infused with the newfound kindness of a playful pixie named Pippa. In the lulling harmony of this peaceful existence, the villagers found themselves more at ease, more content, their days and nights colored by a serene charm. The nights descended peacefully, carrying with them the promise of another day filled with wonder and warmth, and the villagers fell into a deep, peaceful slumber, their dreams a continuation of the enchanted reality that Pippa's transformation had brought about.